Chapter 183. The excitement surrounding Tony Clark's victory lasted a single night before the tournament moved forward once again. Nobody complained. Nobody questioned it. Everyone understood that the Golden Flag battle had merely decided who controlled the largest prize. The remaining positions still needed owners. 20 slots attached to the red flag, 10 slots attached to the white flag. 204 individual positions still waited for their final masters. The next morning, Nine Lotus Academy opened its gates once more. The atmosphere had changed dramatically, and the participants had changed as well. The previous rounds were battles for survival. These were battles for value. Everyone understood the numbers. Tony's first place granted 30 world tree spots. Emma's battlefield offered 20. The white flag offered 10. Beyond that, rankings became nearly meaningless. Whether a person ranked 4th or 204th, the reward remained exactly the same. One spot. Only one spot. That realization changed the mentality of countless participants. Many ambitious geniuses had already fallen. Many weaker participants had already secured positions. People became practical, very practical. Several competitors surrendered when facing opponents they could not defeat. Others intentionally avoided strong enemies. Many chose safer paths, risking severe injuries merely to improve from rank 70 to rank 38 offered absolutely no benefit. The academy elders watching the competition could not help laughing. The younger generation had suddenly become much smarter, or perhaps much more realistic. Meanwhile, the red flag competition became Emma Rock's personal stage. Ever since defeating Mark Smith, her confidence reached another level. The emotional burden she carried for years seemed lighter. The silver life energy surrounding her became smoother, sharper, and more dangerous. One opponent after another challenged her, and one opponent after another fell. Some battles lasted several minutes, others ended within seconds. Nobody managed to stop her advance. Even powerful hidden geniuses eventually found themselves overwhelmed by the healing and destructive abilities she displayed. By late afternoon, only 2 competitors remained beneath the red flag, Emma Rock and a spear user from a northern military faction. The result surprised nobody. The man lasted less than 10 exchanges. When he finally admitted defeat, the arena erupted into applause. Academy disciples celebrated loudly. Healing Tower supporters screamed until they were hoarse. Even neutral spectators acknowledged the result. Emma had earned it, completely. As Da Vinci announced her victory, countless people compared the rankings. First place, Tony Clark, 30 slots. Second place, Emma Rock, 20 slots. Nobody could have predicted such a result when the tournament began. Meanwhile, the white flag battlefield produced an even stranger outcome. The bald monk, the same monk who suffered a humiliating defeat against Tony, the same monk who spent half his battles smiling and bowing, the same monk everyone underestimated, somehow won. Again, and again, and again. Every opponent underestimated him, and every opponent regretted it. The monk advanced quietly, while stronger and more famous geniuses eliminated each other. By sunset, he stood alone beneath the white flag. Third place, 10 world tree slots. The spectators stared at the smiling monk in disbelief. The monk merely joined his palms together. Amitabha. Luck was kind. Half the arena nearly fainted. Luck. The man had defeated multiple geniuses, yet he still called it luck. Even Tony could not help laughing when he heard the statement. Thus the top 3 finally emerged. First place, Tony Clark. Second place, Emma Rock. Third place, the bald monk. The rankings spread throughout every martial network. Arguments exploded. Some people supported Tony, others supported Emma. Many claimed Mark Smith deserved a higher position. The debates became endless. Unfortunately for them, the tournament was not interested in public opinion. The results remained unchanged. After the top 3 positions were settled, the remaining battles lost much of their intensity. Nobody cared about rank anymore. A participant ranked 4th received 1 world tree slot, and a participant ranked 200th received 1 world tree slot. The reward was identical. Consequently, many competitors became extremely practical. Some surrendered, some negotiated, some deliberately avoided powerful opponents. Several geniuses openly refused unnecessary battles. Why risk severe injuries before entering the world tree blessing? Only idiots would do that. As a result, the final rankings beyond 3rd place became chaotic. One famous genius might rank 15th. Another might rank 93rd. Nobody cared. They had already achieved their goal. A world tree slot. That was enough. Among the remaining battles, one confrontation attracted considerable attention. Mark Smith versus Kevin Clark. The moment the names appeared, the atmosphere changed. Everyone could feel Mark's mood. The imperial family genius had remained quiet ever since his defeat against Emma. The pressure surrounding him felt dangerous, very dangerous. Kevin Clark realized it immediately, but there was nowhere to run. The battle began and ended quickly, painfully quickly. Mark unleashed every ounce of frustration he carried from the previous days. His sword energy exploded across the battlefield like a storm. Kevin defended desperately, but the difference in strength proved overwhelming. Within moments, Kevin found himself blasted across half the arena. The spectators winced. Even Tony looked sympathetic. The battle ended with Kevin embedded inside a stone wall. Mark lowered his sword and snorted. "If not for your surname, nobody would remember you." The statement spread throughout the arena. Kevin's face darkened. He could not argue, not after losing so thoroughly. Meanwhile, Mark finally looked slightly better. Not happy, not satisfied, but better. At least somebody had suffered more than him today. As darkness descended upon Nine Lotus Academy, the final participant lists were completed. 264 slots, 264 qualified participants. The greatest gathering of young talents in the world. The tournament had ended. For the first time in days, the academy became quiet, very quiet. Every genius present understood the same thing. The tournament prizes no longer mattered. The rankings no longer mattered. The arguments no longer mattered. Only one thing mattered now: the world tree blessing. 7 days remained, and 7 days before hundreds of ambitious geniuses entered the most dangerous battlefield of their generation. Chapter 184. The conclusion of the golden flag, red flag, and white flag battles should have brought peace to Nine Lotus Academy. Instead, the martial world became even more chaotic. Every major martial network, financial platform, and business channel discussed only one name: Tony Clark. The young man who entered the tournament as a controversial participant emerged as the biggest winner of the entire event. 30 World Tree Blessing slots. First rank, Golden Flag Champion, owner of the most discussed dragon techniques in the younger generation. Within a single week, Tony's popularity exploded to a level nobody anticipated. Videos of his battles circulated endlessly. Martial analysts spent entire nights discussing his techniques. Some claimed he possessed an ancient dragon inheritance. Others believed he secretly inherited the legacy of a forgotten supreme expert. The more people discussed him, the more mysterious he became. And whenever mystery appeared, money followed. Across the nation, Clark family business shares surged repeatedly. Investment companies rushed to establish partnerships. Several powerful families openly announced strategic cooperation agreements with Clark-owned enterprises. A famous financial expert stated publicly that if Tony Clark survives the World Tree Blessing, the Clark family may become one of the strongest forces among the younger generation factions within 20 years. The statement immediately caused another market surge. Meanwhile, the Clark family itself became a political battlefield. Every elder wanted access to Tony. Every branch family wanted favors. Every business representative wanted signatures. Every alliance wanted promises. The reason was simple: 30 World Tree slots. 30 opportunities capable of changing destinies. Inside the main ancestral hall, dozens of elders gathered around a giant conference table. The atmosphere remained heated. Arguments continued endlessly. 3 slots should be auctioned. No 5. We need resources. We need allies. We need influence. We need future investment. The discussion grew increasingly chaotic until Patriarch Ryan slammed his hand onto the table. The entire room became silent. The old Patriarch stood slowly. He looked toward the young man sitting quietly near the window. Tony, the owner of 30 slots. The biggest surprise of the generation. Ryan's gaze softened slightly. Tony. The room focused on him. Tony looked up lazily. What is it, father? What are your plans regarding the 30 slots? The room became silent. Everyone waited. They feared Tony would do something unpredictable with those 30 spots. Tony stretched slowly before answering. Leo already has a slot. Lily has hers. All the important people related to me got a World Tree Blessing spot. So I decided to give them to the family. Silence followed. Complete silence. Several elders thought they misheard. One elder stood up. All 30? Tony looked confused. Are you eliminating me? 29. I need one for myself, right? The old man almost suffered internal injuries as he realized the mistake. Meanwhile, Patriarch Ryan stared at Tony for a long moment. He understood what those words meant. His son was not merely giving away resources. He was giving away a trump card. Finally, Ryan laughed after realizing the opportunity presented before him. He looked toward every elder present, then toward every representative. I have made a decision. The Clark family exists today because each generation produces someone capable of carrying its future. The elders nodded. Ryan continued. Sometimes that person is chosen through blood, sometimes through talent, sometimes through merit. His gaze settled on Tony. This time, there can be no debate. Several elders already understood. Others widened their eyes. Ryan raised his hand slowly. From this day forward, Tony Clark shall become the crown prince of the Clark family. The hall exploded. Several elders stood instantly. Others gasped. Some nearly dropped their tea. The title carried enormous meaning. Only one person in each generation could receive it. The designated successor. The future patriarch. The heir of the entire family. Ryan continued before anyone could interrupt. Unless death or extraordinary circumstances prevent it, Tony Clark will inherit leadership of the Clark family in the future. The room became completely silent. The decision was final. For several seconds, nobody spoke. Then the ancestor stood up first. I support the decision. Now, there was no turning back as the ancestor approved it. The third elder's face turned ugly. Kevin Clark held his fists with an unwilling look. Another elder rose. I support it. Then another, and another, and another. Within moments, every elder had stood. Unanimous approval was something almost unheard of within the Clark family. Tony smiled without any pride. For him, this was not his target now. The announcement spread across the martial networks less than an hour later. The reaction exceeded every expectation. The entire nation exploded. Clark family names new crown prince. Tony Clark officially becomes future patriarch. The biggest surprise of the generation. From dark horse to heir apparent. Millions of comments flooded the networks. Even rival families struggled to believe it. Meanwhile, deep inside the imperial family residence, Mark Smith read the announcement quietly. The paper crumpled slightly inside his hand. Tony Clark. First rank. Future patriarch. 30 World Tree slots. Everything seemed to revolve around the same person. Mark lowered the report slowly. His expression remained calm, because the anger had already passed. Only determination remained. The World Tree blessing would decide everything. There, no family title would matter. No political influence would matter. Far away, Emma Rock received the same announcement. Several invitation letters still covered her desk. Marriage proposals, alliance offers, adoption requests, resource contracts, all were ignored. She glanced at Tony's newly announced title before setting the report aside quietly. Then she rejected 3 more invitations. The messenger leaving the room looked completely defeated. Natasha could not help laughing. You really aren't interested? Emma shook her head. No. What are you interested in then? Emma looked toward the distant ocean, visible beyond the academy. The World Tree. The upcoming blessing. The opportunity that would change countless destinies. A faint smile appeared on her face, getting stronger and taking revenge. Meanwhile, far beyond the academy, far beyond the cities, far beyond the reach of ordinary humans, a giant crack appeared across the surface of the World Tree blessing pod. Golden light erupted into the heavens. The ocean trembled. The sky changed color. Every qualified participant's identity token lit up simultaneously. A single message appeared. World Tree blessing opens in 5 days. To be continued. Hope you liked today's video. Join the community by subscribing and dropping a like. I'll be back with another update as soon as possible. See you then.